Wakuabudiwa ni wewe, ni wewe. Wakuabudiwa ni wewe, wakupewa sifa na utukufu na heshima ni wewe, mwenye nguvu na uweza ni wewe. Good morning, YouTube. Okay, you guys, before you come for me, I'm not naked. I'm wearing a short. Oh, cool. I'm not naked. Okay. I'm back with another video. Welcome back. It is morning here in the Emirates and I am excited for no reason. And you guys, for the last video that I made, I think I made it yesterday, or is it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I'm gonna sit in my carpet and have my tea. I just had breakfast, so I just said before, I'm going to be having another very busy week. So I said before the week gets to me so much, to an extent I might not even have a chance to make another video. I said, let me just make this video because I have a lot of hectic flight that is coming around. And so you guys, I just want to apologize for my last video that I made. I did watch that video and I realized that I was just rambling up and down in that video. Like I was trying to get to a point, and then before I even finished another sentence, I took another, I was speaking about something else. Like you guys, sometimes I don't really like plan my videos. Like for example, these ones, usually my videos are like unedited. They just come, and when they come, I speak, you know. And you guys, that's the reason why I'm not like rehearsing or even taking notes or whatever. My videos are so real and authentic. So sometimes also I'm not an English language speaker. I'm actually a Luo speaker. I have 3 languages in my CV. Who knew? How smart. I speak English, I speak Swahili, I speak Luo. Donge, but do I say I'm a Luo, you guys? And sometimes the Luo in me just tends to take over. And when I'm trying to, you know, like I'm trying to speak, I interpret things in my head, in my Luo language, before I spit it out. And sometimes it comes out a bit off. Sometimes it's just like, it doesn't make sense. But you, my people, my followers are so I've just realized that you guys are so patient with me and you watch my videos regardless. You kind of try to put 1, 2, 3 together and actually know what I'm talking about. And today I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to go straight to the point, and you guys, you have seen the title of this video. Today I want to just kind of just talk to you guys a little bit about myself, you know, like give you guys a journey, like talk to you guys a little bit about my journey. And I feel pain in my hand. I should have put this camera on a tripod, but oh well. So you people, let me give you guys a little bit of my journey. I know that you guys, most of you have watched my testimony video and you kind of know where I am coming from. And some people were like feeling like a bit of the things that I was showing, whether be it my house or my achievements or the testimony. A couple of people took it wrongly and they were like talking, saying that I am show-offish or something like that. Like I think maybe I'm kind of grown and I'm more of a woman nowadays. To an extent, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, but you will never ever find me criticizing whichever video. It didn't matter whether I really didn't understand or I just didn't I had an opinion, like a big opinion of myself regarding whoever video. I just took whatever I could take from it, and I don't have to comment. Like, I rarely comment, whether be it negativity. If I have to comment something, I will comment something positive. If I have to comment on somebody's, sometimes, you people become very critical, and they do not know that having a platform in YouTube is not easy. Like, you cannot please everybody. You cannot, no, regardless of what you do, somebody will always find something funny or something wrong with the way you talk, your content, your blah, blah, blah. And I usually say to myself, these people who are easy to criticize, try taking a camera, especially some people say that the way they don't like the way I talk, like they don't like how I sound, my English, they don't like yada, they don't like a lot of things. And I'm just like, try taking a Nokia or some phone, whatever that has a camera, and just film yourself and talk, bring a point across, then open a YouTube and just like download it and have people watch it, then have people follow you. See how you feel. See how you exactly feel. And actually, because for me, I am not like a motivational speaker or whatever. So anyway, I'm not going to rant into this video. You guys have had enough of my rant, I'm sure. But let me just give you guys a bit of my backstory. As you guys know, that I have brought you a little bit closer to me, as in tell you a bit about myself, Again, the Lua is coming in. I told you guys on how I was a housemaid. And there are a lot of people who are afraid of opening up themselves so much in the form of giving a testimony or trying to give other people hope, who are probably in a point where they feel like nothing is happening to them. I told you that I was in a place where I felt like everybody on earth was getting blessed except me. And even now, when I make these videos, I don't want to make any of you who is having a hard time or who is going through a hard moment come to watch my videos and feel like they are very sad, because I am portraying to them like I'm counting my money in front of the poor, or I am, like, I don't want you guys to feel this way. So I want to sort of come to you guys and just give you a bit of my backstory. And coming from my background, even the people who would come and watch my videos who knew me from the time I was young, I know there is a girl who knows me from the time I was young. She knew how many patched clothing I was wearing. She saw me going to school barefooted, walking on stones and limping because I didn't have shoes to go. She saw me, like she saw my difficult childhood, and even she saw how much of the way we were, like the way my mom, yeah, she knew everything. She knows everything. She knows my backstory. But still, she chose to actually drag me and say a lot of nasty things, like say just a lot of whatever things. But then you guys, I want to bring to you that when you come to places like YouTube, especially when you're very, very open and you speak your mind, you will have a lot of haters. And for me, I do not want to sugarcoat or put wax in your ears and make your ears feel sweet when I am talking, regardless of what I say. So I'm giving my story. This is my book I am writing, it is my book I am writing. And whether I choose to share whatever story that came into my attention, it is my platform and I choose to. Okay, I'm not coming out of the topic. Let me come back. You guys, if at all you have ever, I know that a lot of people are going through a lot of difficult situations in life. And I know that maybe some of you are in a point in their life where they feel like they are like, their lives look like a valley of dry bone. Like nothing good is happening. Like, like you, but somehow you feel like you're losing hope. But then again, you feel like there is a God in heaven. There is a God somewhere in heaven, you know? And then you just look at the past, how much whatever you went through in the past, something that was so difficult to get out of that you thought you will never get out of. And then you see that you kind of got out of it and now you are alive and here. And the enemy always just wants us to look at the things that are not happening. And again, you can see, you guys, my thought process is going up and down. I'm going to bring you guys close and I'm going to tell you guys what I wanted to tell you guys. But let me just say this because it has to be said. A lot of people, you guys, I just want to urge you guys, don't look at what is happening in the online, in the internet. There are people who post, I'm happy, he bought me this, hi, yada, I have this, I'm happy, look at my life, look at my background, I'm happy, yada, yada. And just know that nobody posts failures on social media. Nobody does it. So everybody posts the glitz and the glamorous of it all. But you know that everybody is struggling behind all this. Behind all this, everybody is struggling. Anyway, then let me come back to you guys. If you ever come to doubt that there is a God in heaven, I know that my achievements must not be nothing to nobody because they haven't seen me from the time I was growing up and they basically don't know, they don't know, they are not in the same, look, they don't feel me, But my immediate family members, when I say immediate, I say my sisters, my brothers, and just the people that is born with me, or even the people who know me. They would tell you. Even the people who used to go to church with me when I used to be sleep in the church pew because I had no place to sleep. Sometimes I could sleep overnight in the overnight prayers just because I didn't have a place to sleep. So I was happy when it was Friday for me to go and sleep in church. At least I didn't have to pay my 20 bob to sleep in Gikomba, like in the marketplace where the women, I felt safe with where the women shoppers were sleeping in the market. That is the places where I actually was sometimes sleeping. So sometimes I went to church to sleep there. And you guys, this is not long time ago. This is less than 11 or 10 years ago, you guys, that my life was like this. And I don't know, like I want to tell you guys, coming from being a housemaid to being a senior flight stewardess, I know that there are a lot of flight stewardesses who work with me, who watch my videos. And I do know that they will know my testimony, they will know my life, they will know whatever. But for me, I'm not doing this because I'm not doing this for nobody. I'm trying to encourage somebody to tell, and someone might look at my where I've come from, and they might not see it as anything that is big or whatever. But to me, I sleep and I try to feel like sometimes I even wake up, and especially when I'm in my house in Kenya, I usually am sleeping and then I'm like, my boss has come to wake me up to go and do something. Like I'm still a housemaid. Like, excuse me, I have a master bedroom. Like, how is this real? Like I still feel like I am sleeping, I'm actually like still dreaming or whatever. And this happened so quick in a span of, and how this happened was that I had a dream. And the dream was to raise somebody from the dust. And I remember when I was struggling and in the street and, having a hard time, I don't know what is my life gonna be like, I don't know. And I know that a lot of people, my siblings, younger siblings are suffering, especially after my parents, my mom passed on. And I was just like wondering to myself, if God can only do something so that I was not even thinking about myself or my clothes or my car or what. I was only thinking of these orphan children. I was only thinking. And then when I came to UAE, I gave you guys a story of how I came to come here. I'm looking at outside. That's why you see me talking while looking at outside. Okay. I was always saying that I don't know how it's going to happen because I don't even have a university degree, or like I don't have a college degree. The only thing I have is a very disturbed high school diploma that is extremely disturbed. That is the only thing I have. And I was not very fluent. I did not have any finesse in me. As a matter of fact, I was very rusty. And I was not a kind of somebody whom you are. The day I went for the interview, I was shocked when God put so much favor on me. To an extent, every girl that was around me just looked at me and was all thinking, I had this Halle Berry pixie style, like, Bobcat. And everyone was like, oh my goodness, you look so much like Halle Berry. Oh, you look so pretty. Have you been a flight attendant before? I'm like, where? I've been a house manager. That's all I've been, And I was just like, I was so intimidated beyond my word. I was so intimidated, like when I went for these interviews, I was getting it just like this. But my intimidation, when you have slave mentality and you feel like nothing good is ever going to happen into your life, when you look at your background, you look at the rags, you look at the patched clothes, you look at the no food, you look at going to school and always the teacher is screaming in your head, you sleep and wake up to dreaming like the teacher is chasing you with a cane. This child, why you didn't bring school fees? Why you just feel like I am totally a failure, and I was just born into this life to fail. My mother failed. Like the system of this world failed me from the day I was born. And my mother told me that when she was carrying me in her tummy, she was bitten by a snake, like a snake bit her in the leg. And she was just like, because I was a very sickling kid when I was so sick all the time. And my mom believed that it was the snake poison that is, and she was always telling me that the devil never wanted me to live. And she just always spoke about my death, basically. And she was just saying that I don't think this child of mine is ever gonna live, yada yada, because I was always in the hospital, and and all that. And the minute I got it, wait a minute, the minute I became a flight attendant, I told you guys that was the dream that came true, that I was not like, I was like, that was the best ever day of my life. I know that there are so many women or young girls who are dreaming of becoming a flight attendant, especially here in Dubai, becoming a flight attendant for Qatar Airways, for Emirates Airways, for Etihad Airways. There are a lot of girls who are dreaming big time to become flight attendant. And you're not going to tell me nothing, because I know that there are some hater women who are directly saying to me that my life is nothing, like I will only die being a flight attendant. While, what will they die as? Like, I don't understand. At least I am a flight attendant busting my ass off. I began from being a housemaid. Wait a minute. I began from being a street woman. Street freaking woman sleeping on a street corridor. That is where I began. Sorry, my mojo is coming. Calm down. And then from there, I went to being a housemaid. A little bit of a promotion. And from there, I became I boarded a plane. You should have seen me boarding a plane. I was like, Sophia in London, where are we going? Even your clothes, you're carrying them in a paper bag. Like, it's time to leave this Africa now. And I was just like, wow. I was like, are you kidding me? I have a passport and I'm leaving Kenya. The only way I thought that people leave Kenya was when women found white men or foreigners who brought them out of the situation, and that is all I saw happening. Like most of the women were either they were going through scholarships or they found some universities or whatever, or in the most cases they got a sponsor, somebody who just like a foreigner husband or whatever. And for me, I was going like just like this. No foreigner man, nobody is helping me. I'm just like this. It's just God. God is my foreigner husband. God is my beyond husband. So you guys, not like, God is not my husband like that. God is just like, anyway. So when I went, I was just like, dang. And then I came here and started looking around and listening to stories, and like I was just very settled. I wasn't settled by having this job. Like as soon as I get here, my mind started opening to an extent. I need to be better now. I need to be better. Like I know I'm a mediocre right now. I know I still have a slave mentality. I know my life, but I know I can get somewhere. And then for some reason, I just got the courage and started like looking around, talking to a lot of flight attendants who used to come to my shop and everything. And I just found myself in a flight attendant interview, a major flight attendant interview. And the same week I went for an Etihad interview. I went for Emirates interview. Both interviews, I kid you not, I passed both interviews. But the interview, like whichever process was going faster is what I went for. Like, how is that even possible? How is that even possible? Like, every single step of the interview, I was just going to the toilet and praying and telling God, please God, please God, please God, like make it happen, please God. And then it finally happened. And I became a stewardess in 2009. And then from after 4 years of being a economy stewardess, I got promoted to become a business class and first business class stewardess. And you guys, it's freaking believable. And when you are here in this place, you kind of, humans always, I never want to become to a point where I feel so familiar with God's doing in my life. To an extent, I am taking things for granted. The only thing I wanted, remember my elder sister died and she left 2 children. Remember my mom too died, and there were kids that were younger than me that were left behind, and they were desperate beyond. They were desperate, So I was almost always dying to build a house, because I wanted to see a roof on top of these children's house, on top of their house. And I wanted to pay their school fees so bad, because I didn't want to be going through where they had to go through school with difficulties. And my siblings and my nieces and nephews are educated more than me. And by the grace of God, I managed to be the one who I can proudly say that I paid their tuition fees from the beginning to the end. And it all happened single-handedly. Now, I'm not saying that there are no other single women out there who have made it in life. I do know that there are a lot of single women who have made it in life big time. And this is why I want to tell you guys that there are a lot of people who are going to doubt the God in you. They will look at you and say, listen, didn't they look at Jericho? Is it where Christ was born? And they said nothing good can come out of that land. Yet he came from there. Like, a lot of people will look down at whatever God has done in your life. But you do know that God is the God of all over a sudden. Like, you can spend the rest of your life in depression, and you can spend the rest of your life looking at how so much blessed other people seemed apart from you, and you might be in despair and think that it will never happen. But I want to remind you guys that God is a God of all over a sudden. And sometimes I look at my life and I say, even right now, I told you guys that I am not single. I am not, there is somebody in the picture. And I say to myself, and he actually watches my videos. Hi. He does watch my videos. And I say to myself that even him, when he came to my life, he saw my achievements. And he was like, oh, wow, wow. You guys, it might be nothing to some people, but it is something like, I am beyond amazed at the things God can do. And you know, when you have been homeless and you saw your mother, my mother was a second wife. And they used to always set up a house for her, and it used to always get demolished. They set up because of, the quarrels in the family and extended families and everything. Like, they didn't allow her to shine. They did not allow her to live. She was never. And the day she died, my mother was always being chased like a dog. She was just being beaten. They were just hiring people to beat up my poor mother. She was just always having bruises and always like crying and always saying that they bewitched me, they cursed me, or somebody did something to me. My poor mother always, when they went to visit her and she was dying, the day that she was dying, I'm sorry for the ugly cry, you guys. The day that Mama was dying, Mama was inside a house that had holes in it, and the house was just like leaking, and it had holes in the walls and everything. And Mama never had a bed. She was always folding her clothes, and she was always sleeping on her clothes. She never had a bed. And the only thing she had was her chicken. And she was so happy with her chicken. And that's the only thing she owned. And she slept with her chicken. And the day Mama died, Mama was found dead with my little sister. She was only 4 years old. And when my relatives, some of them were called to come and see my mother because she was dying, nobody could even touch her. Nobody could touch her because she was dying, and they thought that she was gonna infect them and everything. And so she was just like alone, dying alone, no hospital, no drugs, no nothing. And they were just like giving milk and say, give it to her, give it to her. And she passed on. She went on to be with the Lord. And I was struggling in Nairobi that time, and guys, the day my sister died was the day I cried until I said that all my tears are gone. I don't have any more tears. And I don't easily shed tears. But then I say to myself that when Mama died, I was not nowhere to be seen, because I was struggling in Nairobi. I was working as a housemaid. I didn't have a phone those days. Nobody knew how to contact me, no one. And I was just like in the streets, of course. I was also a street kid, and I didn't know Mama was dying. And then when I came to realize, I found out Mama had died after Mama was already dead and Mama was already buried. So my brother one day just bumped into me in the town and was telling me, don't you know Mama died, and yada yada. And I was just like, And I went back to Kenya to my mom's grave. and in my mom's graveyard, something just got into me, and I started plucking all the growing flowers and the weeds out of her grave. And I was saying that, Mama, all these unfortunates and the poverty strikes and everything that you went through went into this grave with you. Mama, it ended with you. Mama, I rise. And Mama, I promise that you are going to be proud, Mama. I promise that you will be proud, Mama. And I was just, sorry you guys for the ugly cry. And I was just like plucking these things, and I was just like saying that, Mama, it's ending with you. You don't understand, it's ending with you. And I know Mama was listening to me. And after coming from my mom's funeral, and I remember that my mom was despised when she was alive. And the minute Mama died, all these people came from nowhere. They started buying her the nice coffin. They bought her nice funeral clothes. They bought her nice, because obviously now they want to give her a good send-off. I do not understand why people suffer when they are alive, but the minute they are dead, that is the only time everyone is coming to help them, to send them off to dig their grave. I don't understand. So you guys, this is the end of this video, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in another one of my videos. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.